Okay, hello, any Orohas or EunWoo fans. So I'm gonna be watching finally the Sweet Papaya MV. I do know he has his, I believe it's either his dog or I think family dog Dong Dong in this. So I'm like, cause I have seen like snippets or like clips of it here and there, and obviously I've seen him like with Dong Dong as well and like other like behind the scenes of stuff and as well. But we're just gonna go ahead to watch. I'm assuming it's gonna be a little more of a cuter vibe compared to how Saturday Preacher was, but I don't know. I'm gonna have to wait and see because I haven't heard the song at all either. So we're just gonna go watch. Okay, daytime then nighttime. Oh my god, he looks great. Okay, kind of keeping up with like that like kind of groovy feel as well already. Ah! 마주친 시선이 아슬아슬 like a game. Baby, you can test me. What? Like cocktail, like what was? Wait. Okay, like. This is cute though, like. Ooh, okay. I guess I very much like that retro kind of like groovy, funky like vibe. I don't know why I'm so surprised. Cause like legit how Celebrate Preacher was like with the lyrics and then like the last album too, like but I still like ooh glasses. Okay, but like the casual like fit of just like a white tee and like blue like flare jeans, like a good combo. Like cute. Oh, adorable. Are you getting too tight? Are you feeling alright? Ah! Shall we switch on the lights? Shall we party all night? Oh, come on! I love his like. This. Like I love the visuals and everything because it's just like very like fitting with this song. But it's still legit a Aww, cute! I'm like, who's cute? I don't know who's cuter. Oh, bruh. I'm like, I don't know who's cuter, Dong Dong or him, like, or EunWoo, like, or, cause like I said, like, I was not expect. I was like, I was over here like really like it's gonna be a lot more cuter, like, where it was like obviously it was like in terms of like the visuals, but the lyrics were a whole other thing. I was just like, but then I'm also like, I don't know why I'm surprised because like legit when I listened to Saturday Preacher, I was also like it wasn't as like that way, but I was like still like surprised with like what direction he went with because of like the last album. But then the last album, like I said, I was very surprised as well because it was like his first solo album, and I was like, I think I just had like a set like vision in mind of what I thought his music was gonna be like on the more softer like side, which like he does, because like just because I think the first thing that I ever heard for him solo wise were like OSTs, and OSTs for like songs are like always more like on the cuter side, because especially for like True Beauty or for like my ideas Gangnam Beauty like Rainbow, like I was like those are more like softer, so I just immediately like associated him with like that kind of vibe, and I was like, oh, maybe it'll be similar to that. And then the first album came around, and I was just like, I was like, I think it was Entity, right? Entity was the album. I have it right, but I'm like, sometimes I forget what the name of the whole album was. But like, I was just like, with fucking Great Time, I was like, excuse me. I was like, what is this song? Like, it's still my favorite song of the album because of like his deep part at the end, right? So it was very much giving that, but obviously more like brighter and like in terms of like, funkier, groovy sound, which makes sense with Saturday Preacher because it's kind of like that same like realm, even though like that song is a lot more darker in terms of like the visuals and the whole like meaning and like all of that, right? But here I was like kind of in the same realm, but just like I said, more cuter with how they made him seem like a big like giant, like what is it called whenever I'm trying to think of like what the term of it is, whenever like it's like having to do something with like perspective, no, when everything like gets like small, like, or it looks normal from what you're looking at it, but then someone else like gets like when the person like goes up to it, it's actually like a lot smaller than what you think it is. I can't remember what the term of it was. Like, I'm over here blanking, even though I like, what is the term? I don't, I don't remember what the term is. If you know, you guys know what I'm talking about. Like, it just making him seem like a really big like giant in that perspective of like bigger than everything else, but then also like it's just kind of trippy in that way, I think, where it's just like, oh, but and then also including Dong Dong in there was like a good personal touch as well, because I'm just like, oh my god, like that's so cute. And like her or him, I don't know if it's a her or him, I'm assuming it's a her, with the bandana with papayas on it was also very very cute. I liked it. It's just like very much like I said, retro vibes, very much like it suits him. So and it's like I think it's nice to see him with his solo albums kind of like breaking out of that like I said, those previous like notions of what maybe people were like, especially like for me, expecting him like going towards like solo music wise sounding, because like from hearing, obviously it's very actually very like the sound of like the grooviness is actually very much like reminiscent of like later Astro with After Midnight, because it was in that same kind of realm, but obviously it's more like that's K-pop idol like boy group vibe, right? And here it's like solo, right? So it's two very different like things, kind of seeing his like personal taste and what kind of music he likes and like thinks sounds the best with his vocals, which I'm very surprised, like I said, because like for his vocals, like I said, I've always associated more with like OSTs and like more ballads. So then when I finally heard like the Entity album, and now like hearing Papaya and Saturday Preacher, I'm just like, oh, I'm like, he's definitely like more than like what people like assumed, like even from like the beginning of him, because obviously at the beginning of like his career, everyone was like, oh, like he's an okay like singer, he's an okay dancer, but like always like associating him with facials. And I think he's definitely like, I feel like he's definitely like broken out of that mold and out of those like assumptions and those stereotypes of him, even though like people do like still like say he gets type casted a lot for the certain dramas he ends up doing. But I'm like, not that like, you know what I mean, it kind of fits within that like, because he has kind of like gotten grown a little bit bigger in that aspect as well of acting, where like he's tried like more darker roles, more like different kind of roles, and then like the cutesy ones that he started off with. So it's like a good like, you're gonna see how much he's like grown from like the beginning of him like being an astro, and then from beginning of him like being an actor, and now like solo stuff, and then more of his like as he's gone older, like his like newer like projects for sure. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. I still need to listen to the rest of the album on my own, probably do that on my own time. I don't know if y'all would want me to do an album listening, because like I said, I haven't listened to it yet, but I think it's just like it's whenever for mostly for like Astro, or like for Chow, when he does like, I listen to it more casually on my own time, not like because I just really like to keep it that way, instead of like, or like since it hasn't been that long since I started doing like reactions, I just kind of like, there's other groups that I try to like obviously come like try to react to first, but I kind of wanted to do this because I like I said, I have did do like a couple, or like two things or three things related to um Astro, whenever they came out with like the uh memorial for Moonbin and all that, right? But I kind of try to like keep keep it more on like the download and kind of like do it on my own time when I have like when I feel like I want to. But just let me know, y'all, if it's something y'all want me to watch or like listen to like on a reaction or like my album album reaction for it. But anyways, I hope y'all enjoyed the video and I shall see you in the next one.